Olubamiwo versus Ali Adams. Two guys, both fought in prizefighter heavyweights before, both previously been on the fringes of the British domestic scene. Those guys fighting at York Hall, I believe, this Saturday in a domestic class. Now, it's an interesting prospect. I believe both of these guys have failed from drug tests and are returning from a drugs ban. Now, with Ali Adams, there's going to be some sort of uncertainty as to how he's going to perform, because we haven't seen him box since a knockout loss to Audley Harrison, of all people, in May 2012. We actually haven't seen him winning in the ring since he was feasting on a selection of Eastern European journeymen back in 2011. So there's a bit of uncertainty with Ali Adams because he's been inactive, obviously due to the ban. We don't know how he's going to perform without the added assistance from performance enhancing drugs. And if we're honest, bizarre as it sounds, I'm looking at his resume, which consists of 18 fights. The best opposition the guy's faced is Matt Skelton and Audley Harrison, and he's lost to both. I think Larry Olubamiwo is probably the third best opponent of Ali Adams' history. So, I mean, it is potentially a fight Adams could lose. He's lost 4 times, he's been KO'd twice, 1 draw, 13 wins. Not the biggest puncher. Of his 13 wins, 5 have come by KO. And as I say, potentially he could lose because he's been inactive. We don't know how much of his success was contributed to by performance-enhancing drugs. And he's lost whenever he's stepped up to kind of Audley, Skelton, you know, that British level. Having said that, Larry Olubamiwo was never the same level as Audley or Skelton. And to be brutally honest, when I say he was never the same, he's been somewhere below that since his return from a drug ban. I mean, this is a guy who, even at his best, was losing to the likes of McDermott, losing to the likes of Sam Sexton. But since he's returned from his ban, well, actually, I think the guy's had 8 straight losses. He actually hasn't won since defeating Paul Butlin in 2010. So we're looking at 2 guys here. The most recent win between them is actually 2011, both coming off medium to long-term drug bans. The sensible suggestion would be that Ali Adams has got more left. I mean, Olubamiwo is 36. He's lost 8 on the bounce. He's been in with an okay level of opposition. He's fought Gary Cornish, David Allen, Sam Sexton. You know, I know Jason Gaverne, who dropped him in prizefighter. So he's been in with a decent level of opposition. But he's also more recently been stopped by more questionable opposition as well. So Jamie Hearn, who's a 10-7 heavyweight, KO'd him in 1. His last fight was in France against a French heavyweight whose record is 9-6. So he's now starting to lose at quite a low level, and you'd have to presume that Ali Adams would have a bit more for it. You know, he's coming back. I understand he's been sparring, he's been training hard out in Dubai. He's a bit younger, and you'd have to think that Ali Adams will have enough to get the job done. As I say, Ali Adams isn't. It's over 6 rounds. Ali Adams isn't the biggest puncher. You'd have to say Olubamiwo probably has the biggest history as a puncher. But you say that Olubamiwo, whilst he can be knocked out, he's been stopped 3 times. He still managed to go the distance against the likes of Gary Cornish and Sam Sexton last year. So I think the most likely result is that Ali Adams wins the fight on points over 6 rounds. Realistically, as I say, Olubamiwo represents one of the better opponents Ali Adams has fought against, and potentially it could actually be the biggest win of Ali Adams' career. Bizarrely, Olubamiwo has something of a name, whereas the other guys he's beaten probably don't. So hopefully Ali Adams will get the job done. He's the one who's potentially got more of a future, and he can use this as a springboard to fight another British name, maybe the likes of Gary Cornish, Sam Sexton, David Allen, one of the guys who's been mixing it up with Olubamiwo recently. Let me know your thoughts on this fight. Let me know if you know any more information about how these fighters have prepared. We'll see who wins the battle of the former PED users. Thanks for watching.